Hey, yo, what's the deal? That's your boy Tag from Pro Wrestling Tag. You know what I mean? As of this recording, it is 11:25 p.m. You know what I mean? March 5th, 2025. You know what I mean? And right now I'm just chilling. You know what I'm saying? I'm just relaxing. You know what I mean? Yeah. You know, I just finished watching Evolve, you know, earlier today. It was a good show. It was definitely a good show, you know. Again, it was the first week, you know what I mean? So you got to wait until the shit builds up, you know, and then like I said, we're gonna see tomorrow. We're gonna see the ratings tomorrow, such because I heard Dynamite was garbage. You know what I mean? It was more garbage than that faggot motherfucker named the Legend of the Gaming 8573. Punk motherfucker. He goes under my comment section today. Right, the video that I did about AEW sickos is dangerously undermining the fact that WWE Evolve could match Dynamite in viewership, and we're gonna see tomorrow. He comes on, and you know, I gave the dude who gets no bush, you know, a taste of reality, and he couldn't take it. You know what I mean? That's with everybody though. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like. The people who don't get bush, like they don't, you know, like they can't deal with reality. They don't like reality. You know, it's raining as shit here in New York. You know what I mean? Like I couldn't go out. You know what I mean? Because, you know, I'm not trying to get sick. You know what I'm saying? And yeah. You know what I mean? So I'm decided to do, you know, a real late video. You know what I mean? Because after this, I'm going to do some painting. You know what I mean? And then I'm going to call it at night because I'm going to cook and everything. Then I got to get ready for work for Friday, baby. Friday, baby. Oh, yeah. Let me also give a big rest in peace shout out to Roy Ayers, man. You know, he had that song, Everybody Loves the Sunshine. Dee-dee-dee, dee-dee-dee. Don't do death in the sunshine. That was my shit. What? Oh, man. What the fuck does that bum ass motherfucker, the Legend of the Game in 8573 know about that? You know what I mean? Like, come on, man. Like, the fuck does he know about that? You know what I mean? Like, all he fucking listens to is I'm playing Pokemon Go every day. I'm playing Pokemon Go. Bum ass nigga. But anyway, you know what I mean? Back to real shit. I decided to do my wrestlers who was ahead of their time video, and this is number 11 of that series. And this wrestler is still going on right now. He's still wrestling as we speak. You know, I do believe he will be back in WWE. You know, more than likely, probably I wouldn't be surprised if it's a short run. You know what I mean? Depending on how he's feeling. You know what I mean? Chris Jericho. You know, Chris Jericho is a guy who basically, Chris Jericho did a lot in the 90s. You know what I'm saying? He clearly did a lot in the 90s. Chris Jericho basically was part of that collective that changed, you know, that evolved, right? No pun intended, evolved from the 2000s. You know what I mean? Up. You know, he was in that pack with Dean Malenko, Chris Benoit. Fuck Chris Benoit, but I gotta bring this bum ass nigga name up. Chris Benoit, Rey Mysterio, Eddie Guerrero. He's part of that pack. Now, I mean, what I like to call, you know, the pro wrestling 90s version of the Brat Pack. And, you know, he wrestled in Japan. Like, he was part of that journeyman group where they wrestled in Japan, they wrestled in Mexico. Yeah, they were Americans who became stars in Japan and Mexico and such. And when they came to ECW, you know, they became, you know, they were coming up. Remember, he also was in the USWA with Lance Storm. You know what I mean? As the Thrill Seekers. You know, they went to WCW after his ECW run. His ECW run, from what I understand, didn't really last long. It didn't really last long like that. You know what I'm saying? It didn't last. I think it lasted maybe about a year. But he was still thrown in that group. You know what I mean? And he made shit worth his while, and then he went to WCW, where he definitely had success. Now, I mean, I remember the cruiserweight matches that he had with Six, and the matches he had with the match with Dean Malenko. You know what I mean? With the 1004 holds, and when he was a bad guy, that's when he really did his thing. You know what I mean? That's when he found his niche. And of course, the feud that he had with Goldberg, where Goldberg fucked up. You know what I mean? See, Chris Jericho got the business. You know what I mean? He got the business, and WCW couldn't see it. Goldberg couldn't see it, and WCW especially couldn't fucking see it. He leaves WCW in 1999, goes to WWE, bam, he becomes an instant star, right? And WWE used him quite well. Well, not in the beginning, In the beginning, he was still trying to find his footing, but remember, he was Y2K and such. The beautiful thing about Chris Jericho during that time was that he was able to reinvent himself to a point where he actually became, a star, or like he still kept with the times. You know what I mean? Like, he will always be etched in pro wrestling history as the man to win simultaneously, the first man to win both the WCW Championship and the World Wrestling Federation Championship at the same fucking time. You know what I mean? Remember, he had that match with Triple H at WrestleMania 22, I think. No, not 20. Fuck am I talking about? WrestleMania 19. Yeah, it was WrestleMania 19, because WrestleMania 19, or was it? Wait, let me think. No, I'm sorry. It was WrestleMania 18. My bad. It was WrestleMania 18. Remember, Triple H won the Royal Rumble, to face off against Chris Jericho in 2002. That was also the year Triple H, came back from the quad injury. I was there at Madison Square Garden. You know what I mean? When he came back. The pop was insane like a motherfucker. That shit was insane, B. That was insane. But, going back to Chris Jericho, I mean, the dude was able to reinvent himself over and over and over. He had a great stint in WWE. You know what I mean? That's when he made his name. You know what I'm saying? In WWE. He goes to New Japan Pro Wrestling. You know what I mean? He becomes, the Painmaker and such. He battles against Kenny Omega. He becomes an instant star there. He reinvents himself. He goes to AEW after that. And, he reinvents himself once again. But I think with now, we're starting to see how Jericho, apparently really is. Or maybe it's the creative. You know what I mean? Maybe it's the creative that, that he puts that it's not really that great. You know what I mean? It's not really that great. Oh, yeah. Let me also mention something else, too. He was the innovator of Money in the Bank. You know what I'm saying? And, there are a lot of wrestlers that basically pretty much look up to Chris Jericho. I mean, come on. Like, there's a lot of wrestlers that, like they adore Chris Jericho. Kenny Omega adores Chris Jericho. Kevin Owens. Sami Zayn. A lot of Canadian wrestlers, adore Chris Jericho because of, because what he's become. Fun fact about Chris Jericho. Actually, Chris Jericho's from Long Island. Jericho is really from Long Island because his father played for the Islanders. You know what I mean? And his father was the Rangers. Look at me. The fuck am I talking? His father played for the Rangers, Chris Irvine. You know what I mean? So, I'm assuming that, Jericho was born in Canada, but, I think his father's American as well. His father is American. I believe so. I don't think Chris Jericho is really, I don't think he's really American. I mean, really Canadian. Hold on real quick. Sorry about that, guys. I meant to say Ted Irvine. What the fuck? Look at me. So Jericho was born, and he was born in Manhattan. What the fuck? He was born in Long Island. He was born in fucking Long Island. You know what I mean? He's born in Manhasset, Long Island. You know what I mean? Like Nassau County. I'm fucking tired. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to, to make this video out for you guys. You know what I'm saying? But He was born in Long Island. Now, because his father, like I said, his father was Canadian. His father, Ted Irvine, who played for the Rangers, way back in the days. And, yeah, like I said, and also Jericho, despite belief, he's not really a graduate of Stu Hart's dungeon. He trained in the dungeon. You know what I mean? He trained in the dungeon and stuff, but he's not. What I found out later on was that he's not really a graduate. What I'm assuming is that he had a lot of training in the dungeon. He had a lot for sure. You know what I mean? He had a lot, but no. From what I understand, it was 3 months. He was there for 3 months. 3 months of training in the dungeon. You know what I mean? Stu Hart's dungeon. But then he said later on that Stu Hart eventually taught him and such. But he was there for only 3 months. But fuck it. Listen, Chris Jericho he's a legend in this business. You know what I mean? Like, come on, baby! You know what I'm saying? And, he was able to reinvent himself and such. And, like he had a big impact in the industry. You know what I mean? He was way ahead of his time because, again, if WWE did not have faith in Chris Jericho, to me, he broke that mode of the small guys winning, world championships because before Benoit did it, I'm talking about, in WWE's eyes and such, before Guerrero did it, before Mysterio did it, Chris Jericho went and, he was the first man to become the real undisputed champion, but holding both the WCW championship and the WWE championship. I mean, hats off to him, yo. You know what I mean? But I'm about to be out, guys. You know what I mean? Because I'm about to head to bed. Not now, but I'm actually gonna do some painting. You know what I mean? I'm gonna paint and stuff because the dude know how to paint. You know what I mean? Unlike that bum ass motherfucker, the Legend of Gaming, the Legend of Gaming. That's his real name. You know what I mean? But I'm about to be out. I'll check y'all tomorrow. Peace.